I am joined by the amazing, talented Lizzy Evo today. Thank you for coming on. I do appreciate it.
Ages we'll actually sit down and do it. So yeah.
Oh no, we've been planning this. I think just before Christmas or New Year's time, something like crazy like that.
Time.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know what.
So we'll start off. Yeah, neither do I. We'll start off. One picture that I have of yours, which I want your first opinion that comes to mind when you see this photo.
That was when I felt like I was pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah.
You'd just done. I can't remember if we'd just won the TNT women's title. And I had all the titles. So Tony was like, "Let's get a quick photo." But I love that. I absolutely love favorite pictures of myself because that was, trademark me when we just came out of COVID era, and I was get back going again. And so yeah, that was really, really early in getting kick-started with wrestling after the COVID era.
How was COVID for yourself? Like, how did you find lockdown and everything?
I think I struggled a little bit at the beginning of it, quite a little bit, to be honest. Just because everything wasn't the same anymore. I went through quite a few personal things around that time as well, so it was pretty rough for me. I had to use it as motivation to get myself back, kickstart myself to get into a mentality to get myself back going again.
I mean, COVID was hard for pretty much a lot of people, but I've followed you for quite a long time now, and you have had, you've had a few ring names as well, haven't you? Let's be honest, Lizzy Styles, Lizzy Evo, Eliza, Alexander. You've had quite a few, to be honest, like a few different traits and stuff.
Of course, and no one actually knows of that. Probably for about 2 shows early in my career. And then I Lizzy Styles. That was stuck with for about 4 years. And then Lizzy Evo. Obviously, it was a little bit more natural to me. It was a little bit more me. Lizzy Styles I grew out of who Lizzy Styles was, and I needed a new character, and changed my first name because I was established by that at that point. But Eliza Alexander was no choice of me, and I had to have a different name for obvious reasons. But Lizzy Evo was probably my favourite name I had.
Yeah, my favourite too. You had a outstanding 2023, to be honest, I would say. You have had, let's just start off with, there's 250 females that gets placed in the PWI every year. And I think I watched the shout out to Jonas on this one. I watched his interview with you last year I think it's beginning of January. And I felt so. Do you know, when you watch interviews or when you just watch them, some people get bored after 2 minutes, but with yours, I was like, I'm just watching there, and I was watching, and do you know what? I sat there and I watched the full hour, and I felt like hooked. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I felt, I can't put the words into. It was just such a good interview. I felt like, because I follow you on all your socials as well, like Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever. And you're a very motivational person with your tweets and your quotes and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, drifting off topic there. Back to your PWI. You are 200 and you was 108 last year, which, in my opinion, should be higher.
I wasn't expecting to even be totally honest. don't know if I've said before, or I never really. I think it's because where I come from and the start I had in wrestling was pretty slow, and then it just boomed. Like I don't know. I can't explain the fact that like I feel a lot of places didn't really see me or didn't really know of me. So it was quite special to be amongst some of the names that were put in that list because yeah, like I said, I wasn't expecting it at all.
I mean, let's just look at two of the matches that you had last year. I mean, two of one of my favourite matches that you've had last year. You had this one right here.
Yeah.
And I remember watching your interview with Johners, and you was really, really excited about that one.
Miyu's for every wrestler who knows what Japanese wrestling is all about, and for every wrestler who just knows what wrestling's about in general, and they watch Miyu wrestle, I think we can all agree that like she's one of the best. In the way that she wrestles, the way she moves, and like everything about her style of wrestling. So it was nice that
Sorry.
like that because I never when I get matches like that, I'm always like, okay, I have to deliver now. Pressure's on, and sometimes you can get the best of yourself. You get in your own head. Hence why I'm such a spiritual person, and I post a lot of positive stuff. Is because I'm always, well, not always, but there's days when you can get in your own head and you can be like, oh, I don't know if I'm capable of wrestling this person or if I can do this, or so it's important to be able to remind other people that like our heads are sometimes our own worst places to be, and like if you can get out of that mindset, then you can actually do good things. And that was one of my favorite matches that I had. It absolutely tested me.
Yeah. I mean, from where I mostly know you from, it's TNT Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Eve, and Progress Wrestling.
Yeah.
TNT is like your homegrown. I think that's where you have had countless as matches. I mean, you're pretty close. Well, we can't say close, can we? You are pretty. You have a lot of matches with Alexxis Falcon, Rio, Kanji. Who else have I missed? You've had pretty much every female in the UK, but Rio, Alexxis Falcon. I think them two are up there with your most matches that you've had with.
Yeah, I think when me and Alexxis Falcon had the big feud at TNT, and it was facing me for the women. I think we wrestled about 4 or 5 times in that period of time. Me and Rio, so many. Yeah, there's a few people that have probably come into the ring with quite a good few times.
Is there anyone that you haven't?
What was that? Sorry.
Sorry. Is there anyone that you haven't faced yet that you would like to?
I have LA Taylor coming up, which is quite cool. I'm looking forward to wrestling her in a singles match. Pretty much everyone on the indie scene right now over here I've wrestled. I mean, if there's anyone that I can't think of, please let me know. But like, I've pretty much locked up with most of the women now.
I mean, you have, haven't you? I mean, if I just read out a list, you've had your first step pretty much everyone, haven't you? Let's be honest.
I think me and Ivy are still due to have the singles match properly. That'll be a good one that I'm looking forward to. But
let's just take a moment just to appreciate this photo.
Yeah, I love that photo. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some photos from with TNT. Like the start of my career was wrestling Saturday night, so I always have real good ones to look back at from that match.
Yeah.
And then I've always been in the ring, and it's always been special moments for me. So yeah, I love TNT, and every time I see a picture of me at TNT, I'm like, yeah, I love that one.
I mean, you have, like I've just said to you, you've had a pretty good career. I mean, you have done, I mean, you're only what, 24, 25, 26, I'm guessing, and 25. Wow. Jeez. I'm 24 in 2 weeks.
That's not far. Gonna day.
February 28th, 2000, that's me.
Any plans?
Well, Thursday morning, I'm flying to the Caribbean.
Ooh, lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Can't wait. Anyway, this is not about me, it's about you. As I was saying, you have progress. Where do we start? First of all, let's ask you, how was it fighting in Dubai?
Hot. I am like, you can ask anyone who knows me. I hate being cold. It's my worst thing in the world. But going to Dubai and wrestling in Dubai in that heat, it was another level. Honestly, it was roasting, but it was an unreal experience, and I absolutely loved it. It was great.
Yeah, you seem to have liked the beach as well.
Yeah, I love the beach over there. The beach was cool. We didn't get time to just relax because we were so busy with the schedule, but while we were there, we did get to appreciate some things, and like the beach was one of the things I appreciated, and the rooftop pool.
Yeah, all right, rub it in.
Sorry.
You went over there with because you had a picture with someone out there. I'm trying to think who it was. I want to say Millie McKenzie.
So it was me and Session Moth Martina.
That's it.
Lana.
Yeah. I had every person who I've had on my channel. I had Lee on. He spoke about you very highly of you. I've had, who else did I have on? Mad Dog, Mike. Yeah, top bloke, gleaming bloke. And
Hello.
you alright? Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
You off for a minute there then.
Sorry about that.
Right.
And yeah, just very speaking highly of you, and no one's ever got anything bad thing to say about you. Do you prefer to play a heel or a face?
I think I like both roles just as much as the other. I think I prefer being a heel because I have more control over the pace of the match and stuff like that, which as a wrestler I but I do like being a babyface because I don't get to do it often. So yeah, it depends. It depends whereabouts in the country I wrestle as well.
Yeah, that's true. Back to progress. You have a upcoming match I've just recently seen. A 2 out of 3 falls with Kanji, if that's correct. Yes. I mean, you faced Kanji some numerous amount of times as well, haven't you?
This is one I'm looking forward to purely based on the fact that, you know, when I first broke out onto the indie scene properly, it was at Defiant Wrestling, I believe, is what really set me going. But it was against Kanji. Kanji was the women's champion at Defiant at the time, and you know, she had cool ideas. She had a good brain for wrestling. You know, it was nice to go and actually connect with someone on a level of wrestling, and obviously, we went on separate journeys and stuff, and Kanji got injured a couple of times, but we've wrestled a few times at program. I'd say they're the matches are the ones that have tested me most, purely on, like, you know, she's full intensity. You know, you got to constantly be aware of what she's going to do next if she's on top, and like, yeah, it's one that I'm gonna look you know, 2 out of 3 falls matches are always exciting when there's a stipulation to them as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to creating some art with that one.
Would you say the plan for you for progress in 2024 is to get that championship around your waist?
I think as a wrestler, especially the women now, like the standard of the women on the scene is so good that if your aim is not pushing to be a champion at everywhere you wrestle, then, you know, I always have standards for no matter whereabouts in the country I am, no matter what promotion I'm working for. So yeah, you best believe my goals this year. Like that's not just, you know, Progress Women's Championship, but I'm looking to better myself in every area of my life.
Yeah.
So, you know, if that's an option that comes my way, yeah. But at the minute, being around that's a long time, I think I'm definitely pushing towards bigger things there. So yeah.
Are you heading over to Philly with them in April?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know if we're allowed to like say anything about stuff like this, but no, I'm not. I'm not. When are you releasing this?
After. But we'll talk after.
Okay. No, I won't be in Philly this year.
Okay.
That helps.
Yeah. I mean, your accomplishments that you've had here, that you've TNT Women's Champion, TNT Women's Tag Team Champion. You was the TNT Women's Champion twice. You currently are PCW Women's Champion, Defiant Champion. You, the accolade is just so long, and the people that you've been in the ring with, you've been in the ring with Mickie James.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get any better than that, can you? Really?
I feel like I need to correct one of them though. So I'm not the PC champion. That was basically vacated from me because I couldn't defend the championship. Basically, I was, you know, it's not fair of me to keep a championship when I'm working for the company, as I'm always busy by the time I got a date or some, you know, stuff like that. I, I didn't like. There's nothing else there. But yeah, I'm not the PCW Women's Champion anymore. But you know, I did do by, you know, being the last Women's Champion there, TNT Tag Women's Champion twice, the Women's Champion twice currently. It's cool because obviously, like I just said, if that's not your goal to be chasing championships or be achieving accomplishing stuff like that, then why else would you do it? But it's cool when you realize that this promoter has a certain amount of trust in you to carry that women's division.
Yeah.
So a championship or a championship opportunity, I don't look at it as a prop or a piece of something that I can advertise online. Like now looked at a lead women's division, therefore I'm gonna and be women's division. So I think there's more to what being a champion is than what it looks, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from with that one. Another one of my favorite matches that you've had is this one right here. No, not that one. Sorry, wrong one. The one where you had with Ali Catch.
That that TNT.
That was a Progress, I think. Just double checking. Yeah, Progress.
Yeah, and I actually had COVID for this show, so I never got to wrestle Ali Catch at Progress, but I did work Ali Catch at TNT, which was cool.
I do apologise, I got mixed up. What would you say your plans is for 2024?
I've got quite a few things lined up this year that I've not really had chance to sit down and think about. Wow, you know, but my overall goal is I just want to absolutely grow as a human being and as a wrestler in one. Like, you know, I've been doing this a long time.
Mm.
Doing this when I was 4. So I'm 25 now. I kind of want to be selective with the bookings because, you know, the little nagging injuries that we pick up along the way do harm us in the long run. So my goal last year was to be as busy as I possibly could have been. But my goal this year is to be real selective, but, you know, make an impression where I am and where I go. I want to be a little more global this year.
Yeah. I mean, you've done a tour, I think. Well, I want to say like just before COVID or like 2018, 2017. You did a tour in Stardom, if that's correct.
Yeah, I did a tour garden back when I was 17. I can't remember what you mean now,
Yeah.
but yeah, back when I did that tour with Star. Yeah,
How was it out there? How did you find it?
it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's no secret. Like I had a little bit of a hard time in terms of got to be selective with how you say things these days. But like, just in terms of business side of things, I had to be very cautious. Look after. But I had the absolute most fun of my life. Like, I got to wrestle some real good people. I learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the culture was amazing. You know, seeing the sights, meeting the people. It was a real nice experience. So it's and it ended the way it ended when it ended. But it was cool that I got to do that. Yeah.
Is that something that now you're a little bit older, you would like to go back out and maybe do it again?
Um. I mean, I always say like that was a bucket list of mine. I was starting to feel that I wanted to work in Japan. But I think now that I'm older and I've wrestled in Japan, um, I kind of want to tick off a few other places and a few other things. But it's no secret that I would always go back there. Yeah, of course I would. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've had a pretty bit, sorry.
It's just a good few things to do.
I mean, as a pro wrestler, you want to really be everywhere, don't you? You want to do things. I mean, WrestleMania will be on your bucket list as well.
That's off, of course. Yeah, of course.
Or Wembley for AEW.
Either or. Yeah, we strive for wanting to do it all as this job comes with loads of opportunities and stuff. So it's just about finding what's right for you, your character, your journey, and like, you know, I like to live in the see what happens. You know, I don't force anything anymore. Um, that when you try and do stuff like that, you push it further away from you. So I'm quite cool with, you know, just doing what I need to do. I'm a trainer at 2 schools through the week, which I think is so rewarding for me. Like so rewarding. And so like I'm trying all I'm saying is like different that as you get different goals for each journey, and it's quite cool because you can go wanting to do different things.
Yeah. I mean, you've just mentioned that you're a trainer at a training school. I mean, let's talk about that video that's going, well, should we call it
Oh
viral?
yeah, we got I don't even it's still getting like I'm not sure what the views are actually on now, but we hit like 47 million and a million likes. Yeah, that was my face as well. I was like, that's crazy. It's just a hard buckle.
I
But yeah,
mean, that, that's mad.
yeah. And
I mean,
doing this stuff a lot, you know, it's rewarding. Me just post a clip. Um, I got good follow up from it. If with too much
yeah,
away, but you know, I've had some good opportunities present themselves, and you know, I'm just taking things step by step now. I'm I'm pretty proud of that accomplishment.
That bump did look like it hurt though.
The bump was actually safe without okay. It was in the comments, and some of the comments were brutal towards the other wrestler, Richie, but he's a worker, I'm a worker, we both know what we're doing, and it was super safe.
Yeah.
Obviously it was a bump.
Yeah. What made you get into wrestling as a kid?
A lot of it. I loved wrestling as a kid, watched it all the time. We didn't really have or anything at my house, so we'd always have to go to my uncle's house, and it was always Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and every Sunday when there'd be a pay-per-view, I guaranteed I'd be up all night watching it. Like, I just absolutely loved wrestling as a kid. Loved it.
Yeah. Who would you, so I've got 5 final questions, and these are 5 big ones. I mean, Pro Wrestling Eve. I mean, at the beginning of January. You know what? I think you know what I'm going to be saying here. The first event of Pro Wrestling Eve. I mean, you came out as Luigi and Mario.
Lizzy.
I mean, let's look at this photo.
It's awful. I hate it.
That can be the thumbnail for this video, yeah?
No.
I mean, that was. I mean, I tweeted that out that obviously the people who was in that match, you, Alexxis Falcon, Aaliyah James, and I think Kanji. And then that video, that photo was the Rumble. Just the entrance, how you was coming out, you was doing that, or what you was doing.
Alexxis Falcon had messaged me through the week, and she was like, "We need to be as a team. Obviously, we're a team there." It's like, I'm not doing that. And she ordered the outfit and everything, so I had to do that. But once I put it on, I was like, you know what? I'm actually just gonna embrace this. I can't change it. I'm just gonna wear it. And it was dead fun. I had fun.
Seemed fun. You and Alexxis Falcon, pretty close, I would say.
Yeah, I have mates outside of wrestling who are in wrestling, and I also have close mates who are nothing to do with wrestling. And Rio, Alexxis, and Lucy Sky, they're the closest to me, and they're the I go to with any problems who I need help.
Yeah. All 4 of you are pretty much killing it.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, iron sharpens iron.
That's true. And so, who would you say your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling is?
Oh.
I ask this everyone.
Who do people normally say?
Well, it depends, because some people mention The Rock, like Triple H, and you know the big ones.
Okay. I don't know if you can hear my dog. Sorry.
I can. It's all right.
Stop now.
Once it's mummy.
Yeah. I don't know. I always say my go-to is Randy Orton for anything. Always.
Yeah.
Say Randy Orton.
Why is that?
I think he's class. He's what made me want to be a wrestler. He is
very good.
And Owen Hart. Owen Hart was an absolute classic to watch. One of the best. So many.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Eddie Guerrero.
See what I'm saying? Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, like what you just said. Randy Orton, Owen Hart, Bret Hart was great. You know, there's so many from back then. And I love old wrestling. I always watch old wrestling.
Do you know what? I love old wrestling too, is in the sense of I like what it is today, but then, you know, you can't beat the good old days that we call it.
Yeah.
Pick 2 people, one from WWE, one from AEW, female, who you would like to step in the ring with. That you haven't. You probably have stepped in the ring with someone.
Okay, that's just changed one of my answers.
Sorry.
Oh gosh, that's hard. I want to wrestle Rhea Ripley. I think she's unreal. She'd be the WWE female that I'd want to work with. AEW.
I think I know who you're going to say.
Who?
Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, I was going to say Jamie Hayter, but we worked together on Mega Slam years ago, so I obviously can't pick her now.
Rebecca.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
Let's be honest, pretty much anyone who you step in the ring with is just going to be a good match.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. One final question. You're a football fan, correct? Nah, where have you been from? Yeah. Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool Football Club.
Only Liverpool.
Yeah. What's your input and what do you reckon to Jurgen Klopp leaving?
It was a sad day for me when I found that out, by the way, because you think of Liverpool and we didn't accomplish the Premier League for 30 years. You know, we had the most awfulest team when Klopp came. He absolutely changed everything, and he did. There was a stagnant in Liverpool that, you know, Liverpool would never win the Premier League again. You know, Liverpool have fallen off. You know, even though we were smashed Europe, it was like, you know, the Premier League was always what we wanted. And so for Klopp to come and build a team that was so right for us fans to connect with, and then deliver the Premier League and the Champions League, it's been lovely. So it was a sad time to see that era was actually coming to an end.
Yeah. One final question. Who do you think will take over if you could?
I think if Xavi Alonso doesn't, I'll riot.
Yeah, he's top candidate, but it's one of them. If he wins the Bundesliga, do you reckon he'll leave?
He might probably stay if he wins the Bundesliga, but then he wins the Bundesliga, like, I've won it, now I'll go. But I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't till it happens, do you?
No, that's true. So you're a very motivational person. So let's leave a message with a very motivational message from Lizzy Evo.
Okay, so my motivational message would be, I'm having a hard time with this lately, so I'm doing it for a reminder as myself that, you know, you're not going to please everyone in life. You're not going to, not every day's not going to be easy. We've got to grow. We've got to learn through things, you know, and if you applying water to yourself and growing in that area and stop focusing on things that you can't control, you'll be a lot happier and a lot more content with. Keep things, you know, it doesn't matter how big it might be, and don't let no one tell you that you can't achieve things when you absolutely feel in your heart that you can.
I like that. I respect that. Thank you, Lizzy, for your time. I really do appreciate it. And you know what? I will be definitely getting you on later in the year, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely, Jordan. We'll get it planned ASAP so that we've got a date in motion going
Yeah,
forward.
because you're a busy person, and so am I. Thank you anyway. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Very much, Jordan. You look after yourself.
You too. Take care.